welcome back to another Airsoft Innovations Podcast. My name is the Speedy Milsimmer, and I'm excited today. We are featuring again the all famous Anthony or Anferny, as he is called on some of his videos. He's right here, amazing guy. I mentioned him on my last video, episode 3. Guys, we're going to go through how we build our videos or ugh, our builds, because why not? Okay, so as you can see, we are going to be having him jump into our stream here shortly, or our podcast, I should say, because I don't stream currently. Um, but we're going through how we build our builds, what for, why do we do it, and overall, what is the purpose of why you got into it and other stuff. I tried to get another like I think it was a team involved into it. They didn't really get back to me. So, um, let's see. Call me whatever. Sweet. So, Anthony right here. Stream mode enabled, so you can't really send him a friend request. But we're all ready. So I'll be calling him, and we're going to be going through different websites because I know he runs Cubby stuff. I think still. Um, we're going to talk about LA Cubby Customs with him because I know it's evolved so much since we last talked. We're going through the AirTag Customs because I know he has AirTag Custom stuff. And then also on his feed, he also has this grip. I think it's called the uh, Vendetta. Yeah, Vendetta aluminum grip. We're going to talk about that because I know that Monk also has their ESG. I want to have him compare them. So we're going to call him here. We agreed on 1:30 or 1:30 his time, 6:30 or 3:30 my time. So I'm going to call him now. So if it will work, because maybe some troubleshooting, but we're good. But okay, we're calling him right now. So yeah, we're just waiting for that. Uh, all right. So he'll jump in whenever. But yeah. So backstory on him. He'll give you some more information. Information from me to him is that I started watching his videos a long time ago. Um, like he was kind of I watched him right after I stopped watching Demo after Demo stopped like uploading for a while because of COVID and other stuff. But Anthony was the one who kind of got me through that. I don't want to play Airsoft. Oh look, a speed softer. So um so yeah, Anthony was the one who got me through that. Um, watching his videos, kind of getting to know Speedsoft. Again, I didn't really start playing SpeakyB until like 2020 when COVID hit. And I wanted to play Airsoft. Um, I started playing when I was 7, loved it, enjoyed it. Kind of backstory. You can go watch my other video on it on my other podcast, episode 2. But guys, he was the one who got me through it. Kind of the one who got me into buying the dye mask because he had the dye I5 blue. He's been running this one, which is I love that mask, dude. It's amazing. But let's see. He was the one who got me into buying this one because I enjoy the look of that one. So he also got me to buy that one.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Yo, there we go. Okay, what's up?
What's going on? So
Nothing much. How about you?
it's another beautiful day over here in North Carolina.
Oh man, that sounds wonderful.
But I
How
was
was your
going.
Thanksgiving?
It was amazing. It was very
That's
amazing. Um,
that's good.
yeah. I mean, at school, there's not really anything I could do. I just sat at home and ate pizza. So I mean,
Honestly, those moments out of school were kind of like the best moments for me during the holidays, just to kind of relax, not worry about anything. Honestly,
right.
just enjoy it.
Oh yeah, no, dude, it's being at school. With my job, I go out for 14 days, I come back, and I get 3 days of rest. And then they say, here, have the whole week off when you got back Monday, and have the weekend. So I got like 6 days off, which
Oh wow.
was amazing to me. Um,
Nice.
but yeah, so just overall what I was covering at the, covering, I was going through, what my history of watching your videos was about, kind of getting you got me through, COVID when, 2020
Mm.
hit, all airsoft
Yeah.
stopped, demo stopped posting. I started
All
watching
right.
your videos, and you're the one who like got me all through it. Um, but yeah, so if you want to introduce yourself, go on ahead.
Um, Appreciate the kind words, first of all. My name's AJ, otherwise known as Anthony, or I Anthony on YouTube. Um, Kind of just a random guy, just started YouTube during the peak of the pandemic. Play a lot of rec and especially a lot of speed QB mostly. Um, and honestly, my main thing is just trying to have fun with the boys and just make content. That's what it's always been about.
That's always the best part is just having fun with the boys and playing. That's always the best part. I mean, I've always wanted to start this, YouTube and other stuff like that. I just never really had the money to get the cameras and get everything like that. But
Right.
it's, dude, like having fun. Because me personally, like my name says, I'm a speedy milsimmer. Okay, I play at a milsim field. I wear a dye mask, and everyone around me looks at me weird because they're like, why are you wearing a full
It's
face mask out here? I maybe it's just my ADHD and liking the attention that I get running around with a mask, playing with a pistol on a 600-acre field. But that's how
dude.
I am.
Oh man, well, it's so weird because you get that at here, like in my area, in NorCal, and everybody, or at least half of the people, if you go to like a Milsimi type field, you get people running mill speed gear, and whether that's the dye or some other form of full face mask, they're all running it with their full plate carrier or their BDUs or whatever it might be. It's crazy. It's pretty much widely accepted here.
Right. I mean, yeah. So I would love to see that, dude. I mean, since me being down in I guess it would be southern to middle of California, like Guerrilla Airsoft, was kind of the main field I played at when I was younger. Um, and down there, it was mainly like helmets, like lower face protection than iPro, and there was no like paintball mask. You'd go there and you'd meet like 5 or 6 guys that wear paintball masks. I think it
Right.
was um, oh what's his name? Undead Fred. He has a couple guys that runs with him down at Gorilla, and they wear dye masks. Really cool guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And but yeah, out here or down there, I shall say, because I'm not over there anymore. It's like it was so uncommon. Like I'd be running around with the dye mask, and it's like, why? Like, and then I'd be in the beginning, like the first games that we usually play. It's at this little town we called a compound, and it's really kind of it wasn't close quarters, but it's enough to like just run a pistol and you could like just have fun. And people would
Right.
understand me if I'm running a pistol then, like just to have fun, get up the hill and play. But then when we start playing at these big open fields, they don't expect me to pull out my AAP-01 or my Kappa and just ping people from 100 feet away. They're just like, what? So, I mean,
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
It's
It's definitely, again, you were the one who got me through COVID and all that mix up.
I
Plus, you're also the
yeah.
one who got me to buy my dye mask, first paintball mask I ever bought. So,
Again, bro, appreciate you, man. I appreciate everyone who watches my content, and it's like I still get all these kind words and people that come up to me every now and then when I go to the field, and it's just I'm like, oh yeah, I made content starting in COVID, and they all say the same thing. It's like I started watching you in COVID. Thank you for getting me through COVID. Um, Never really thought about how much of an impact that the channel has made so far, but again, I appreciate everything. I appreciate you guys and all that. Again, it's just making content just for fun, and it's it's kind of interesting to see how airsoft changes. That's one of the things I've noticed. Like over what is it now? Like almost 4 years I've been doing this. Um, just kind of seeing that kind of grow and go in certain directions, and I'm kind of interested to see like where each region will take it.
Right. I mean, I completely agree. I mean, I'm saying, back in 2020, we are running SSG1 or SSG1s from, G&G, and
Right,
now we have full on like Monk Customs ESG paintball builds that we could run. Back in
right,
the day,
right.
everyone would be like, "What the fuck is that? Like,
Yeah.
why are we running paintball gun with airsoft right now?"
Dude, I can't tell you like the first time I had my Euro Tactics, like my whole Euro build, everyone was just like, "Is that a paintball gun?" I think you can even see it from my early videos too. Like some people would be like, "What the hell is that?" But now everyone and their mama has one, so it's just interesting
Right.
to
Oh yeah,
how
no.
fast that took over.
Me personally, I've broken, what is it, two regulators trying to put I think they were Polar Star Gen 2 regulators into an ESG, and I've broken like three gauges and broke one
Wow.
regulator. And it was because it was leaking. I was putting it on a little bit tighter, and then don't know if it was just a gauge really fragile, and I just broke the gauge. This last time, it broke it so where the threads were inside the grip, so I couldn't get the threads out. So then, therefore, my grip had the regulator stuck in it. So I said, "This is broken. One of my regulators broken. Three of my gauges. I'm done with this."
Ah.
So luckily, it was a polymer one, and it was only like $130. But I had to like take a saw and saw out like my regulator. So
Oh my gosh, bro.
I mean, I've kind of figured out that I'm more of a pistol player. I mean, having the max capacity of 250 rounds in a magazine, be able to use it on a
Right.
paintball gun is amazing. But I mean, that's where my mag adapter
You're
comes in for my pistol.
gotcha. And that's your current style of play right now?
As of right now, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
so it kind of depends on where we're at. So if I'm at the Milsom field, I'll run a pistol on my hip, my dye mask, and then I also have a Crytek LVOA with the Polar Star F2 in it. And that's what I run at the Milsom events. Like
Ooh.
I'm going back to California on the 7th to play at Hill 559, my old main field, massive Muslim field, and that's what I usually play at. And I'm going back to play at a Muslim event, and that's what I'm going to run. But
Are
like
you Oh, sorry, go ahead.
if I'm playing at like Guerrilla, that's when I pull out my pistol. If I'm playing, I have a shotgun that I built right before I left to North
Yeah.
Carolina. It's a small Jag Arm shotgun. It's like the shortest one you could get. I bought another Jag Arm shotgun, took off the stock
Ooh.
and put it onto there. So it's a really short stock one, and that's what I also run that. I tapped it with the HPA adapter, um,
Oh,
but
okay.
that's what I
Okay.
run. Those are
Gotcha.
my two kind of play styles. But it definitely the shotgun's more of like a troll gun to walk up behind someone and just pop them, and
Right.
you know. But you
I'm
know,
I don't know. I have my shotguns too and I love them very much. I'm still running gas on them and now like hearing a few people run the HPA setup with them, I'm gonna consider it. I just need to get the adapter, but
right? Well, I mean,
uh,
sorry, continue.
oh no, go ahead, go ahead. I was gonna
So,
divert somewhere else, but
oh yeah, I mean, the HPA is fun and all. The reason why I converted over to HPA was I would try to put in the reservoir for my gas into the butt of my stock. I'd close it, and then I'd shoot once, and then all the gas would just go everywhere in like the stock. So I'd pull it out, my stock would be frozen,
uh
that thing would be frozen. So then at that point, I'm like, I have the adapter already. My friend gave it to me because he wasn't going to use a shotgun. I don't know why he got it. I think he might have thought it was one that would screw onto the back of his F1 or something. He gave it to me. I said, I'll take it. And then right before I left, I was putting it in. I put it in, and then the sear in the shotgun got stuck. So Now when I go back home, I
Oh,
gotta take off everything and like reseat the sear. So,
oh. And
but
this is the Jag Arms, right?
the yes, the Jaguar. No, the it was a Golden Eagle one, not a Jaguars. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Did you know that Golden Eagle and Jag Arms are basically the same?
Yes, yeah, that's
Yeah, I
kind
had
of funny,
no
but
idea. That blew my mind.
yeah, no,
That
that's
seriously blew my mind finding that out a few months ago, and I'm like, No fucking way." And I looked on Evike, and literally, it's $100 cheaper. And I'm like, "Oh my god, I could have done this the entire time."
yeah. Oh yeah. No, dude, I I was looking at them both, and I was on Evike just scrolling through them because I originally wanted to get the stubby shotgun from Jag Arms with the collapsible AR-15 uh, M4 style stock. But the
Right?
only place I could find it, which isn't my favorite place to buy if if the viewers buy it from there or not, Airsoft GI is the only place I really could find it, like
Yeah.
available. But then when I looked at it, it was out of stock. It's like,
uh,
that sucks. So
is
then
that
I went on,
the SPX
um,
2 with the stock, right? Or is there another one I'm thinking about?
probably, um, I'd have to look on to it, but I hate scrolling through that website. It sucks. Um, but probably, but it's one of the like collapsible buffer tube on the stock, and I've seen people HP tap those, and I wanted to run that because it was short. I ended
Right.
up not getting that one. I went on Evike and I found the pistol grip style one with um, well, just a pistol grip, and it was really short and small. I'm like, I want that one. And then over the course of trying to figure out how to buy one with the full stock, I bought a full stock version. I just put the full stock on there. That's what I run, the full stock
Okay.
version. So
Yeah. To be honest, Airsoft GI's website sucks, but I will give it to them. Their shipping is on point, way better than Evike, at least in my experience. Dude, like I bought like I think two Jagarm shotguns and the Pit Viper from them, and literally like 2 days later, oh, it's already at my front door. And then Evike's still struggling to get it all sorted out and everything. So just
yeah,
like,
taking 3 days to go through the warehouse. They collect our stuff, put
uh,
it in a box, and ship it out. It's like, really?
yeah,
And then
I like Evike, but they gotta get a better system or something.
yeah. I mean, I've had some problems with GI. At one point, I bought the I think it was a PTS. Um, that's because that was the one I was going to go for with the full stock, the PTS version looking stock.
Right.
Full shotgun. I like the stock on that one. I was going to get that one. I bought the black version. And I got a call a couple days later, like, hey, this one's out of stock. I'm
Uh,
just like, okay, can I get the tan one? They're like, yeah, sure, we'll put that one in for you. Like, sweet, thanks. Get a call like an hour and a half later. Hey, we're out of stock on that one too. I'm just like, what's
uh,
the shipping time for you to get them back in? Oh, probably about 2 weeks. I'm like, I could wait. I'm in Oregon. I don't need to get it right away. So, okay, cool. I call back
yeah.
in like 3 weeks. I'm like, hey, so what's the status on the shipment? And he's like, I don't know. I'm just like,
Ugh,
all right,
it's discouraging, and it just like, do I want to buy from them again? I like, it's to me, I get the same thing too. It's I'm missing stuff from e-bike, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna just do 50-50 or go into their in-person store at GamePod or something.
right, yeah. So
Um, I think GamePod's about to lose e-bike store.
are they really?
I That's the rumor, dude. There's so many things. Oh, dude, I gotta tell you, uh, the from the rumor last time I played, I was talking to a lot of the guys on our team, and some of the rumors are that I think the what is it called, the lease for the
Yeah,
Evike store is going to be up, and I think they're going to start moving all their stuff fairly soon, within the next year or two. But again, that's just a rumor, so it's not confirmed yet.
right. That's gonna suck, dude. I mean, me personally, I haven't had the best experience with that Evike store. Um,
Right.
I mean, everything, all the products were fine. I mean, it's perfectly fine. It was mainly the tech I had problems with. I brought my gun in. I was like, how long would this take to, switch? I think I got new gears and a new motor. Like, how long will
Yeah.
it take to put this in? He's like, I have guns ahead of you. And I said, that's fine. If I leave it here, how long will it take? He's like, well, their stuff isn't in, so I could get yours done at the end of the day. I said, sweet. So I got it all redone. I played one game with it. I went home. I started playing with it on a field,
Yeah.
and then lo and behold, I don't know if they installed the motor wrong, but the motor was too loose in the grip, and then it broke one of the connections on the motor.
Oh,
So then I
that's
called them.
ass.
I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, so this happened. What can I do? Like, you want to send it in? We could, fix it for you, or you could just do warranty and we could send you a new one. I said, I'll get the new one. I switched out. I thought it was a grip, so I switched out the grip to a
Right.
stock M4A1, whatever style one, and it worked perfectly
Right.
fine. So that that grip also had a couple wonky things. I also broke another motor that came with the gun that it originally came with, which was the LT Gen 3, like 10-inch tan. It
Right.
was
Right. Right.
like a really good gun, but the motor broke in it. So I don't know.
Oh,
That grip
dude, I'm
is
so
really
sorry.
good.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, I seen that through my friends too, and I like it made me want to fix my own stuff, and I struggled so much, even with the Euro builds. Right now, I'm trying to fix my own DSG, which is going along fairly nice, but it's just the struggle, all the steps before that, and I'm just thinking to myself like, I don't want to end up with someone fixing my gun and having it break, and then waiting another few weeks or whatever the wait time is right now, and just not having to play it and then losing my interest in the build or whatever.
Right. Oh, dude,
Um,
I've
yeah,
I've lost interest. I had a DSG. I put together. It worked fine.
yeah,
Then part of the gearbox cracked. It wasn't like fatal to the gun, but where you put in the spring guide, one of the
right.
little tabs
The
or
quick,
whatever, like, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that broke. But one of them was still
Uh,
working, so the gun still fired. I'm like, I'm gonna pull out the spring guide and just leave it until I get back. I was gone for like another 6 months, but it doesn't matter. So I get back, it still fires. I'm like, okay, I have a spare VFC gearbox. I throw everything in there.
okay, there you go.
Didn't work.
That's good. Uh,
So,
yeah, the struggles, man. I mean, my friend always says it's not airsoft, it's something's not broken,
right.
right?
So,
So,
I mean, that's kind of where I've stuck. I was like, I'm going to stick with the F2 and the pistols. I'm going to
yeah,
stick with that. I mean, pretty basic. When my friends come up to me, they're like, hey, do you know how to fix HPA stuff? I'm like, yeah. Here you go. Here's I think at one point, I think the guy handed me a Fusion engine. I looked at the settings and like you have it on, you know, the Jack version, not on the
yeah,
F2
the
and
Fusion engine,
Fusion engine
yeah.
version. It's like, oh, so I switched it and it shot perfectly fine. He's like, yeah, there you go. So I guess now I'm like the HPA guy at my field, and it's like, I mean, I'm an
Nice.
HPA guy, but
It's always funny how it's the littlest things, right? Like you don't think about it because you think it's just going to run perfectly, and it's like, oh, what is it? Is it something broken? Is there a seal? There's always all these complicated issues, but then you never stop to think like, oh, it might just be the settings.
right, yeah, no, it's insane to me, dude. Like how many like smaller details you could like fix, like even in a build. I mean, even that's a little bit more, tuning wise, but like the OEM, no, the angle of engagement on the piston to the gear is like that's so vital to like the gearbox. You don't think about that, but then when you do it, you're like, oh, it fires so much better.
Oh yeah,
But
oh yeah.
so yeah, but I
But
mean, yeah, so
I was gonna say, the DSG I'm building is actually in preparation for Battle for LA, that whole event that's happening next year,
hmm
the one of the Desert Fox events. It's gonna be my first year, and I finally got a group of boys that are willing to go this time, so I'm gonna go ahead and check it out. And I'm just like thinking to myself, like, okay, I'll get this DSG fixed, play it, field it, whatever, and then just tune it up. I have my KWA that I still have, the E4,
hmm
bring that back up, and then I'll have to still get my gear ready. For the most part, it's there, but it's just, I think it's just all the hype right now that's surrounding the event. Everyone's just like, oh, what should we do? Should we do this? Should we do that? What are you bringing? I'm gonna bring this, and it's awesome.
Right. Dude, I've never been to a Desert Fox event. I'm not a big fan of Jet. That's just me personally.
Mm, mm-hmm.
I like his videos. Kind of the turning point of me not liking him was the video of him like full autoing the guy in the face at the Milsom West. People have their own
Oh
opinions on it.
yeah,
He shot out the guy's tooth. Again,
Jesus,
it's like I don't
I didn't
I
know about that.
he I went full auto on the guy's face, took out his tooth. The guy's screaming. He's on the ground like, "Oh, sorry, dude."
I think I don't know I mean, yeah, I know what you're talking about. His videos are cool. I think it's just the whole like that whole group together, Gregory Wong, Unicorn Leia. I think she came out with like an article, I think through Vice, not so long ago. It was her and a few other women in Airsoft, and it was basically that subject, women in Airsoft. And they were asking for their opinions. And when it came to Leia, there's somewhere along, I got to find it for you, but there's somewhere along in her interview where she states her perception of other men on how they view women, a lot, or at least if not all, are crazy to a fanatic cultists or something to that extent. And it's crazy. That's like how she thinks of everyone in a community. I'm like, what the heck?
Right,
But you guys run all these events. You guys do all these things, and this is what you guys think? Like,
right. Or I mean,
that's crazy.
I have nothing against Unicorn Leah. I mean, I've met Jet personally.
Right.
Um, he goes to the uh I can't think Operation Frostbite every year. That's the one I go to. Basically the only one I go to. My Milsom buddies are trying to push me to go to Milsom West. I'm like, I already live in the woods for 14 days out of the at a time. Don't
Yeah,
really want
yeah.
to do it for airsoft. Sorry, it kind of ruins it. But it's yeah, it's I'll go to Milsom West again. I've gone to I think it might have been a Desert Fox. I don't remember. But I went to one down in Victorville, and it was fun. Not my kind of play style. Victorville is close
Right.
quarters. About that point, I like had a roommate. Um, I had I still had my King Arms PDW. It was breaking down, and it just wasn't the greatest. And
Yeah.
maybe that was kind of that's how I didn't enjoy it. But yeah, anyways, that's my experience with Jet. Overall.
Right.
Who's the other guy who runs around with him? Dave. Dave runs around with him sometimes. I don't remember his last name. Um,
Dave. I'm trying to remember who he is.
I think he's tagged in some of Jet's photos. Um, but he's a photographer for Evike. He's one of the
Okay.
admins at my field,
Okay.
and I mean he's a great guy. I mean, I ran with him one time at the last Milsom event. He was like head leader, and he was a great guy. But I mean, he kind of hangs out with Jet, and then he kind of like, yeah, it's like I wouldn't say gets to his head, but like at that point, he's like, I'm with the cool guys now. I'm gonna leave you guys alone. Kind of like,
Uh,
kind of like,
dude,
I don't know what that would be, but
I don't know if that's an LA thing. I don't know, dude, because the one of the upcoming content creators, Valiant.
mhm,
Have you seen him?
I have, yeah,
I got a chance to meet him. He's a pretty decent guy. Um, but everyone who knows him that frequents the fields with him and like knows him personally, they'll straight up tell me like, yeah, he's cool, but sometimes it gets to his head, and he's just trying to do his thing, and all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, okay. I personally don't know that, but it seems like that's a pattern with some of the content creators out there in the SoCal region.
right. I mean, yeah, no, it'd be I mean, I guess if you get to a certain extent and you're higher in the food chain of, you know,
Oh, right,
all that stuff, it may you don't want to have that connection with people because then you won't ever meet them again. They want to have that connection too. But
right.
still having that like not having your guys come up like, hey, he's with us, leave us alone. Like, you're just ruining the experience for that said individual. Like wanting to meet one of hey, one of my favorite YouTubers, I want to meet him,
Yeah,
take a picture with him.
yeah.
But then they're like, oh, fuck off, dude. We don't want to talk to you. Like, you just ruined the experience for a 14-year-old boy who wants to learn how he plays. Watch him, experience it.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
so, I mean,
It can be kind of weird sometimes. I think just airsoft in general, of course. I mean, to the outside world, right, is typically weird, but
mm,
I don't know. I think we all just come from different backgrounds, and it kind of hasn't really meshed well yet.
right. But so, yeah, that's really, yeah. So, I mean, I'm happy for you. You're going to your first Milsim, man. I mean, dude,
Yeah,
I,
I mean, we'll see how it goes. I mean, like it'll be interesting because I'm trying to take a break away from speed. That's basically one of the reasons why I wanted to do this. I mean, I wanted to do Battle for LA for a minute, but just away from the speed scene, especially right now in NorCal, it's just kind of weird. Um, but yeah, just getting into Battle for LA, just doing something a little bit different, kind of back to my roots when I first started airsoft a decade ago, and just again having fun with the boys, just being out there for a trip, for a weekend, and just that's it. Just
mm,
making all the content, just trying to edit all that, and then coming back to it.
oh,
That'll be
dude,
pretty cool too.
yeah, no. I mean, I've never, my buddies have done, you know, again, Milsim West have gone to all the things. Me personally, since I've been in school, and I've known these guys. I knew one of them back in the day when I was like, I think like 9 or 10. He was an old family friend, and then lo and behold, I meet him back at an airsoft event. You know,
Yeah.
7 years later, like, hey, we know you. Like, long time no see. I mean, but they go to all these Milsim events, and me personally, I'm out here like, hey, I'm gonna go up to GamePod and play close corner stuff because that's how I play.
Yeah.
And they're just like, oh, come on, dude, you want to go to Milsom West? And I'm like, not really. But I mean, yeah. So,
Yeah, it's not everyone's cup of tea. It's weird because you're not the first person that'll literally tell me that. That plays mostly Milsim or at least Mill Speed. Um, and I don't know if you've heard about the California guys out in SoCal.
no.
They're a separate like outdoor airsoft team. And one of my friends out there, Noah, he's a pretty cool guy. He just moved up here to NorCal, but he travels with his team to other Milsim events in the country. I think they're sponsored by Umbrella Armory. So they kind of get the assistance through there. But yeah, it's pretty cool just to see kind of like follow his Instagram and everything. Um, and his reasons for telling me why he doesn't go to Desert Fox events and all that. So I mean, it's everyone's got their own opinion, everyone's got their perspective. But as long as you're having fun,
Right. I mean, that's all it is. I mean, Dave, every single event, every single game we go to, he's like, or slightly above, not all the way, but slightly above the guys who are playing sword fighting in the parks. So take that into consideration when you're shooting plastic BBs at people. Don't get mad. So, I mean, I completely agree with, everyone who says that. It's your personal perspective. I mean, people jump into it and, don't like it, then leave. I mean,
yeah, exactly. I don't. If it doesn't bother you, then don't get in their business.
right. But anyways, so yeah, so that's kind of, my background and your background. So, time to get into, the fun nitty and gritty. So, I see in your videos you have your ESG builds, you have your carbon builds. I guess they're kind of the same thing. You have a Vendetta build with the Vendetta grip. You
Oh
have
yeah, yeah,
high kappas. You have
yes.
your Glock, which I've been trying to buy off you for a while. Um, and then do you have an AAP-01? I don't know if you do. I think you might.
I do, but they're both dismantled.
Um,
I haven't used it in a while. I was trying to do a build, but I haven't done it or worked on it yet. Just focused on the high kappas, and then of course I got the stupid Novrich SSP5.
ooh, okay. Um, yeah. So let's. you want to walk us through on how you like start building your, what you look at perspective wise, like I want to build this for this type of game style. How do you look at that stuff?
So primarily, I have two fields. There's GamePod and CQB City. Those are the main ones. And then, of course, if I want to play speed, then yeah, that's how I base it around. And it's mostly around CQB City because it's way more close quarters than GamePod is. You can run pistols as primaries if you wanted to. And with that, I'm like, okay, I'll stick with high kappas because I don't have a Glock that is updated because it's a Tokyo Memory G17 Gen 3, I think.
Hmm.
It's very old, so there's not too many parts. So all I'm stuck with are high kappas, and plus I got Blowback Masters as my sponsor, so I'm going through him. And I am mostly build, or at least when I do, I mostly build it like 4-3 style with maybe a 5-1 inner barrel length,
Hmm.
and at least I still get that kind of FPS and distance. And then like right now, my main thing is building it around gas mags, just for the challenge.
Hmm.
And this is something that I learned from a few friends in SoCal. Like you should just do away with HPA, make your gameplay and challenge yourself and make it more interesting. And right now, it's just all like based on gas mags and aesthetic and just more like practicality. Like I just need it to last. I need it to shoot well. I need it to do well in close quarters. It doesn't have to have a high FPS because I think right now all my high kappas are like with gas are like 330, 320, 330.
Hmm.
And I'm not really tripping. I can tune it up later, but um, that's how I'm running them right now. Uh, and I think right now, aside from the building, the other high kappas that I do have are the Pit Viper, right, from Jag Arms, which is completely nice out of the box. And then I have the Novrich team sent me the SSP5 to use and review, which has been pretty interesting too. I don't know if I could justify $300 for a high kappa, but
Right. Oh
it's
yeah.
been pretty solid. Um, but yeah, so as far as pistols, that's pretty much what I do. I base it around CQB City Rec and close quarters. For speed, it doesn't really matter because I'm a front and forward player or front and mid player. So I'm usually kind of in there, pretty close anyway to a lot of people. Um, but yeah, I think that's where I'm currently at right now, and it's I all I could say is it's pretty fun.
Right. So you talked more about pistols. So I know you've put more into, your, $1,200, ESG,
Oh yeah.
and other stuff,
Um,
or that might have been your Vendetta build. I don't remember.
yeah, no, so dude, my Euro builds have been evolving over like the past 2-3 years. Like I've had so many renditions of like what my ideal Euro build should be. Um, until I got sponsored by AirTag, and then AirTag helped me out. Shout out to Hudson. They helped me out. They're getting me my stuff and everything. But my current dilemma are the grips. The ESG grip that I have, I still have it, but it's so flimsy. It's the Gen 1 ESG grip, which is I don't know how like they built that thing and thought that was a good idea. But I had the Vendetta grip. Vendetta grip's nice, but um, it's the space inside the Vendetta grip is so small, so I have to like try to work around it. And I ended up getting the Gate Pulsar, but the Gate Pulsar, it's so weird. I felt like they rushed that thing to try and get it out on the market. The wires are so thin. I've pinched them a few times, and I had to resolder them. Um, what else? Oh, and the alignment. You have to fix the alignment with that thing because the engine itself is smaller than a jack, so it has a lot of wobble room. You have to stabilize that thing in your gearbox as much as you can, and then kind of fix the alignment, adjust it with the hop up, and all this other stuff that's just unnecessary. So I'm just kind of I'm only down to one Euro build right now, which is my Fusion engine. It's kind of a tragedy right now. I just have like all these parts. I'm looking at the Gate Pulsar right now. It's just sitting there with just the wires everywhere and everything. So I'm like, I'm just gonna work on a DSG.
Yeah, no, I mean, I looked at when I was originally going to buy a new HP engine because I sold mine because I thought I was like I'm not playing airsoft for another year or so after I came,
Hmm.
went back up to Oregon. Like, hey, I'm going to get a job up here. I'm not going to play until, I get a job, get an apartment. Then, the closest field to me was Oregon Airsoft, which is through Portland and over. It's like that's going to take me like 4 hours to get from there.
Wow.
So from where I want to work, which is like in the mountains, because uh, currently myself, I am a U.S. Forest Service wildland firefighter, and
Oh
I live
wow.
in the, I live on a, national forest. So
Right.
having to get off that national forest, get up and out of that, the mountains, get over into the city, get through all the city traffic, and into, where I want to play airsoft takes a while. So I kind of just said I'm gonna not play airsoft for a while. Then I went back to California to, see my family before I came over to North Carolina,
Right.
and I played over there. I played at Guerrilla Airsoft, and I played at, my main field, which was Hill 559. But like, yeah, no, I was like, I bought another F2. I was like, but I kind of wanted to get a Jack, but then the Polestar came out right before that. I was like, Polestar. And then I started looking up reviews on it, and I think it's AJ Airsoft. No, who is it? The starts as a J. JJ Airsoft. That's it. He made a video on it, and he was talking about how much alignment he took. He had to like turn it up to like 120 FPS or PSI to get to that field limit, and how
Oh.
unnecessary it was because you had to align the gearbox to the, to the hop up and all this
Um,
stuff.
it's JJ Moore, right?
JJ Moore, yes.
He's like on the East Coast. Okay, I've talked to him specifically about the Gate Pulsar. Oh, dude, he's been so helpful. But I just like at that time, I think like I had pinched one of the wires, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna stop. It's just the Gate Pulsar is kind of a headache.
Yeah,
And it's weird because I bought the Gate Titan 2 um from that whole line, or I guess the series. The wires on that thing are a little bit thicker than the Gate Pulsar uh, FCU, which is interesting. I don't know if like they did a recall recently or if they just kind of updated their equipment or whatever, but uh, I don't know why they didn't do that in the first place.
right. Yeah. But yeah, so I mean,
But
so
yeah.
hearing what you're talking about, your your ESGs and your Euro builds are all
Yo,
like,
hello?
yep, what's up? Yep,
Hello?
hello, you there?
Hello? I don't
Hello,
think I can't hear you.
can't hear me? All right, let's see.
Ah.
Can you hear me? No. Okay, let's see.
Oh, there you go. There you
There. Okay, there I am.
go.
Yeah, technical difficulties right there. Um,
Ah.
so repeat what I was saying. I hear like, you're talking a lot about pistols and all your ESGs and all your carbon builds and all that stuff are like kind of in the drawer for storage. So you're mainly running pistols at this moment.
Yeah, pistols. Yeah, for right now. If I go to GamePod, I'll run the KWA E4 that I have, the Speaky B edition. Um, and then I think that's it. I mean, I have my Jagarm shotguns, but I haven't ran those in a while. I'm just trying to keep it low key. And again, like I'm just trying to take a break from the speed aspect of everything. So it kind of made me like take a break from like at least rec
Right,
a little bit too. So instead of playing like 2 or 3 times a month, I'm down to like once every month or month and a half, depending.
right. I mean, yeah, I mean, there's definitely the like, I started out on the Milsim side. I kind of went over to, Speed Soft. That's kind of like where my line is headed right now. But kind of taking into consideration, like Kraken, you know, He started more in
Yeah.
the Speedsoft area, then shot over to Milsum, is more in GBBRs, and more in that realm of stuff, which I mean isn't bad. I condone. I've used my buddy's. I think it was a TM MSWR or no MSW, whatever the new gas blowback M4A1 they have. I use that.
Right, right, right.
It was an amazing rifle. Not my type of playstyle. Um, but dude, I mean, Milsim is definitely a good side to like if you want to play that. Um, there's also because you live around Stockton, correct?
It's like 2 hours away.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Um, there is um All Patriot Airsoft a little bit north of Stockton.
Right.
Um, that field's great. It's very close quarters, but it's also a very heavily Milsim oriented field.
Right.
Um, I know that they have some like events like this last. I think it's the second and third. They're having like a Milsim only event there, and
I
I
think I
mean,
remember reading something. Yeah.
so they have that coming out too. Um, so I mean, that's definitely a good field. I recommend. I mean, that's one that my buddy goes up and plays at all the time. He's like, "Oh, I'm going to go to All Patriot for the day." I'm like, sweet, let me come with you.
I haven't been there in a while. I want to go. I mean, it's like one of those fields that I feel like I should go during the winter and spring seasons,
hmm
not so much the summer. I think that's the first time I went was during the summer, and it was hot. It was ridiculously hot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the first time I went there, the day game was amazing. I mean, we were
Yeah.
playing. They also had their night game, and I don't know. It wasn't Team Blackout, but it was another one of those like team with the shitty
Oh,
kids who run
yeah, yeah, yeah.
arcade teams with like you know HP engines in their guns.
Right, right, right.
And then at this one point, it was the dawn game. So it was like the first game. It wasn't quite dark yet. I hadn't switched out my lens quite yet, and we're running around. They're on the other team. Me and my buddy on the other team. So we're going against each other, and these guys are like up in our spawn, like just sitting there. And there was a little like I want to say it's like a crack because you can't shoot through cracks, but it was like a little bit smaller than a window. But the rule there is like if you could put your head through it, you could shoot through it and it will count.
Yeah,
So I poke through, pop him once in the side of the leg with my pistol. I run through. He lights me up in the back. I'm like, I just shot you right there. He's like, oh well, no, no, that doesn't count because it's a crack. I said that's bigger than my head. I put my head through it. I shot you. You're dead.
yeah.
And then right after that, they got kicked off. Probably not not considering that little confrontation, but I'm assuming they had more confrontations throughout the field because
Right.
right after that, they stopped the game. I walked out, and he like walked to his group of friends, and then the ref came up, and like pointed to the parking lot. They're like, oh, "Okay, well, that's the end of that game."
Later.
Um,
It's weird. Yeah, I've seen those kids, here and there, and I thought like that whole style at least was kind of over in NorCal, because you really don't see it too much, or at least I've probably missed it. Um, because now most of the fields they kind of communicate like, hey, we have this group of kids at CQB City or at True Aim or whatever. Just watch out for them. Or in like
right,
All Patriot, take that in consideration. Like, hey, you're the kids that fucked up True Aim's field the other day. There's no entry. Sorry. You
right,
know.
yeah,
Um, but there was this group of kids from Arizona that came by, and I think they were doing a lot of shit in GamePod and at CQB City. I don't know if you've seen the video um, of those kids walking out, and then the manager comes out, has their GoPro or something like that, and there's like a whole confrontation. And there's like more to the story apparently, but just like what you see on the video is just wild, and what you hear from what supposedly happened is even more wilder. And it's just all the altercations these groups get into is crazy.
yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Running through a field and just lighting people up. I mean, not like 20 BBs to their chest for one person, everyone else. Running
Right.
through and popping each one twice and getting a bunch of kills is fun. But
Right.
me personally, I don't have a very high pain tolerance. So when I get hit, I don't want to get shot more than, 3 or 4 times. I'll raise my hand and call myself out.
Right. Right.
But it's like, I don't, it's like, those are guys wearing like three jackets, getting shot up like a bunch of times. I just, I don't understand that from them on their perspective of it. I mean, if that's their style of fun, go
It's
get your own field.
it's just kids doing dumb shit, and
Right.
the simplicity of it is that's all it is. It's like, all right, let's just fuck with people, and it's just within their group, like they got nothing going on, but the airsoft thing. That's it,
Hmm.
and they probably all know each other from school. They
Oh,
all,
yeah.
yeah, and they all probably just do that. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of it because it's probably not that deep for why the reasons why they do it, but I'm just trying to think like if I were to do that, what would I be doing as at that age?
Right.
Just fucking being stupid, just being ridiculous or whatever.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. So I mean, it's yeah, but I mean that's all Patriot for you. They're great. I think they're a
yeah.
family-owned field. They have their own little store there as well.
Oh
So
yeah.
I mean, I enjoy it. Playing there on the Milsom side of stuff. Um, but that day, I think I was playing in summer. The pistol wasn't shooting over the joule limit,
Hmm.
but dude, the pistol was shooting like 120 or 420 FPS on my Glock 17. I was like,
Damn.
oh, that's shooting pretty high. He's like, oh, you're fine. You're not over the joule limit for close and like quarters. I'm like, you sure?
Wow.
He's like, yeah, you're good. He's like, okay. But it was a really hot day that day. But but yeah. So I mean, that day I was also wearing a red shirt, and everyone was like not wanting to shoot me because all the refs wear red shirts.
Oh yeah.
And they're just like, so the ref came up, he's like, hey, you're wearing a red shirt. And I'm like, yeah, I am. What about it? He's like, we're all wearing red shirts. Everyone thinks you're a ref. I said, oh,
Uh,
like, can you go change? I'm like, yeah, I'll go change. So, I mean, yeah, but it's still an amazing field. It's one of my favorite fields to go play at close corners. I haven't quite played at CQB City yet. I've tried to get my friends to go play. I'm like, hey, let's go to CQB City. Like,
yeah.
no, because I don't know what they think. I think they think it's like pay by the game. Which I don't.
Like pay for every round or?
Yeah, like some laser tag places you play for one laser tag game,
Oh,
you pay 5-10 bucks
yeah,
for a
that's
laser tag game. I think they think it's like that way. I'm just like,
weird.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
yeah. I don't think I've ever seen any airsoft fields that do that. And if they do that, shame on them. But um, yeah, I don't know. CB City's pretty solid. I think all the fields in NorCal are pretty solid. Um, and I want to go back to Patriot because I'll always hear about all the good things. And same thing with True Aim, but for me, it's the distance,
Right,
and I can't like commit to waking up early and going out there on a 2 hour drive and be like, all right, here I am, tired as hell, I'm trying to play or whatever.
right.
I need to go with like a group of friends or something.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's definitely the fun part of it. I've gone to a couple games where it's just me playing. You know, and I kind of find a little group of people I stick with. It's not like,
Right.
but that's not as fun as going with your boys. Being able to like, you know, me personally, I always love pissing my buddies off because they're starting out like running stance. I start on the speaky bee stance, like my pistol towards like the boat, and they're just like, no,
What
and
are you doing?
I'm
Come on,
like, yeah,
bud.
no, go away. You don't belong here. And then they always send me up the middle because I'm the fastest in their group. They're just like, yeah, you're going up the middle. Go. It's like, oh well, kudos to you because I am the one getting shot up, and then you see them, you shoot them.
Yeah.
But it's I'm not I'm not the only fast one here. But it's I mean I like the group I play with. They're amazing. Um,
Yeah.
but it's it's out there. So
Are you making content right now?
yeah, I'm recording this.
Or no, 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 I mean like on the field when you go to the field.
Not
Do you
quite
ever
yet. Um,
Okay.
I haven't gotten any like I don't have any camera stuff. I had an old GoPro Hero 3 Plus, I think it was. I recorded like a night game with it, and then when I was playing with it, it was like a side mount type thing because I didn't really have the front mount on the on like the front of my die mask because I didn't really kind
Gotcha.
of buy one before I got it. When I had it plugged in, I was running the battery pack fell out and pulled the cord and broke the charger port for the GoPro.
Okay.
I didn't have the battery charger, so that GoPro is toast. Um,
Jeez. Sorry,
but
bro.
coupled probably like a 2 3 weeks ago, I bought a GoPro Hero 9, um, and it
Oh,
should
there
be
you go.
should be getting in, or it's already I think it's already at my house in Cal. So when I get back, I got a new mask. I got the Carbon Pro, so I'm gonna throw that on there. But
The
you know,
carbon paintball mask?
yeah.
Dude, I just bought one
Did you
literally on
seriously?
Black Friday. Dude, yes. Because I bought one like a year or 2 years ago, I think when they first came out.
Yeah, the blue
And it
one.
was pretty solid. Yeah. I had the blue one and I was like, okay, cool. My only issue though is when I left it out in the sun, it warped the lower face mask.
Mm,
So I'm like, all right, whatever, it's cool. And then I ended up buying a dye i4 Pro, which is what I'm currently wearing right now. But I took advantage of the Black Friday sale and I got another one. So just all black right now.
nice. Yeah, no,
And that,
I got the blood version of it, so I have red shoes. I run
ooh,
like black and gray pants,
yeah,
and then I run more of an athletic t-shirt, and then
right,
I
right.
got ever the SpeakUB red and tracer unit.
Okay, okay.
So just hints of red throughout the whole suit, and then I got the mask to just match it all together because I had the blue, Storm I5. You know, that's what I've ran for 3 years now. I'm like, I think it's time to get a new mask. But
Yeah, I have so many masks just laying around in my basement right now.
dude,
Crazy.
I made a video before this. I was gonna post it about dye mask or different. It was I think it was titled like which mask is best for airsoft, and it was like all the different like paintball masks. I think it was I don't know. It was a bunch of different paintball masks, and then the carbon was the one I was mainly looking at, primarily because they're mainly the carbons are usually like 135-ish, two or sorry, not 100. I wish 200 to 235-ish,
Right, and that's the thing. It's like, damn, they're as much as a, or even more than a die.
right? So I was on Lone Wolf, and they had it for 140, I think it was.
Yeah,
So I picked it up on Lone Wolf a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, I'll get this. It's flexible. It will be able to work on a Milston field, so I could get my chin into the buttstock of the rifle, and so I'm
it'll
I'm
work.
excited to
Yeah,
run it.
I love the carbon a lot, because like the lower half will remind me of a JT Pro Flex.
Hmm.
Not quite as flexible, but fairly more durable than a JT, and that's what I liked about it. And it's more breathable too.
Right. Yeah.
Easy to put on,
That's
and
what I was kind of
yeah,
looking for the masks or breathability.
yeah.
But
Um,
yeah.
I was thinking about the same thing too about making a video at some point, but because I have like all these masks just laying around, JT, Die, Empire, HK Army, they just sit there, and I'm like, I gotta like sell these or something, or give them to my brothers or whatever.
Right. I mean, the standard one I started with was the Vulcan, whatever Vulcan like cheap ass paintball mask you'd get
Oh
from
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like a, an I don't know like uh, I don't know like some kind of like hand-me-down store or whatever. That's the one I started with. I played with that one for years. I mean like 4 or 5 years. I think I played with it. And then
Gotcha.
in 2020, I'm like, I'm gonna piss some people off and buy a die because the little friend group I had, they were every kind of friend group I try to like I play with are more towards the Milsim side, so I'm like I'm gonna buy a die, to piss people off. I bought it, and then I bought a jack about 2 weeks later, And they're like, "You're not playing with us anymore. No, no, you're not playing with us. You have a pull star." I'm like, it doesn't change the way I play. It still matters. You could turn yours on a full auto. I'm like, I could turn mine on full auto on that one. He's like, no, no, you can't play anymore.
Lame.
So I couldn't play with them anymore. Granted, they kind of lean towards, some of them were into music, some of them were more, I wouldn't say old fashioned, but like the style of old stuff. So then they went all their separate ways. And
Right.
then I found my new friend group to play Airsoft. But I mean, dude, I mean, I only have I only have experience with like three masks or two masks at this point. Three when I get back to play with that carbon.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I mean, and the value I got with the carbon, you get an extra lens, you get the case, and
Oh,
dude,
dude,
I'm
yeah.
I'm excited to play with this one.
Yeah, the carbons are nice, and I just wish they weren't as expensive as they were, but I guess that's what Black Friday's for.
Right? Yeah. I'm trying to look. I'm looking more at when Monday comes around for Cyber Monday. I don't know if that's more lean towards tech items, but Cyber Monday, online shopping. I'm gonna
Right.
see what comes up on Evike and other websites. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe they posted all their shares early, but I think it was Full Auto. Yeah, Full Auto Airsoft. They posted on their Instagram story of like a tank, a look to be an F2 or a Polar Star Gen 2 regulator with a line
Oh
for
yeah.
120 bucks.
I saw that. I'm like,
And I'm
ooh,
like,
okay.
usually the regulator is like 130.
Right.
I'm gonna get a free tank and for this. So
Yeah.
I instantly bought it. Don't regret it, kind of, but I just threw 120 bucks out the window. Like, here, give me that, please. But
Um, what's it called? I did you know I was sponsored through Full Auto at some point?
I I only knew that you were sponsored by AirTac and
Blowback.
Blowback. Yeah,
Okay, dude, it's so weird getting sponsors and then just kind of like changing. I was sponsored through Full Auto, and like for a year, they're good people. But just because they're based out of the East Coast, I had no like way of really getting to them in person. Um, except for the one time I went to New York or Rhode Island to play for their team. But other than that, like there was no purpose for me. My good friend that was helping facilitate the sponsor, he left to Florida, and I felt like I just had to leave. Just leave on good terms.
right.
But they still tag me. I think whoever runs their media still thinks I'm sponsored. So they kept tagging me in all their Black Friday deals recently this past week.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm
mean,
just like, oof.
yeah. I mean, something that I don't get excited very easily, but when someone like companies like Blowback Masters or Full Auto Airsoft, um, or even an airsoft team, I was trying to get into podcasts today. Um, message me back. Like, who was it? Let me see. Messages. Let me see. So the airsoft team I wanted to get in was the DTP Airsoft. Trying to get them in here, but then
Yeah,
the last video I made, just of myself, just talking about new things coming out. I tagged Speaky B, AirTac, Monk Customs, Cubbysoft, LA Kappa Customs, and HK. HK
yeah,
got back to me, liked my post, and Cubbysoft said, "Hey, thank you for the thank you for the visibility
right.
with hearts." And me personally, I don't get excited, but I'm like, I got I got recognition from these bigger companies saying, "Hey, thanks for recognition." Being
Yeah,
a YouTuber that only has like what, one subscriber, I think it is.
I've been noticing that they've been more interactive with a lot of people, especially on the social media side. Like yeah, HK Army, Cubby Soft, and maybe like a few other brands. They'll actually like pay attention, have that conversation or whatever, and get involved at least a bit in the social media side of things.
Right? Yeah, no, it's so more, just having more of that, recognition. I find really cool from the different, you know, one sec.
Hello. Is there? Oh, there you go.
Hey, sorry about that. Um,
No, you're good.
so I mean, I love the recognition that everyone's getting right now, and that what leads me up to what I was trying to say was when I posted my story last night, I got a like from Bloodback Masters, like hey, I'm having this, having I Infinity on my podcast, he's like, I got a like from Blowback Masters, and I'm also being followed by Blowback Masters.
Nice.
Um,
Yeah, Ben's a solid dude.
Let me see. Uh, Followers. So Blowback Masters. I think I'm being followed by Full Auto as
Okay.
well. Not through. And a couple other of those, smaller but still, still out there brands. And to
Right.
me, that's amazing. Like it's it just I'm so like makes me happy that I get recognition for such small things. But so I want to talk about one quick thing because we've been on it for an hour.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so are you still running the Cubby soft belt?
No, actually, I was gonna tell you about that. The Cubbysoft belt, like I left the Cubbysoft guys a year ago.
Oh
I
wow,
guess there was some conflict of interest in the brand or whatever. So half of those guys made a new brand called Nipro or Nepro. Um, and it's all the original guys, or at least most of them. And they brought me on board. I was like, oh, okay. Um, but before this, I stopped wearing the Cubbysoft belt and I started wearing the Speaky B one because Roy sent me out one. I was like, oh, sick. And I love that. I love that thing to death. Either Speaky B or the current Nipro belt that I have now. Either or is great. I love it so much.
Nipro you said? How do you spell that?
N- Uh, Neppro.
Nepro. Nipro.
Yeah, and they the belt itself is similar to a Monk HQ belt,
Mhm.
where it's you can have the mags in and out, but it has padding on the back, so that way it can kind of give you a little bit of support on your lower back or whatever, which I feel like is kind of nice. Um, Overall, the quality is decent. It's all the same as Cubby Soft, so like think of Cubby Soft, but like just a little bit more expanded.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's
No, I
it's
mean
nice.
I don't have any experience with the Nipro belt. That's not coming up. Whatever. Um, I have experience with the HK Army belt. That's the one I run right now.
Yeah. How do you like it so far?
It's really nice. It's you have to tune it correctly to hold your mags correctly because the pouches don't really hold them very well. You have to like take the elastic strap and like strap it, and then when you put it on, it will hold the mags in. But if it's like loose, the mag will fall straight out. So that's kind of an issue, a recurring issue I had when I first got it. I finally got it, correctly in the right, the tension so I could pull them out easily, and then I have a dump pouch, so I throw them in my dump pouch. But
Right.
that's the way I use it most recently. I haven't played with it quite yet. I'm excited to. I bought some Condor quick disconnect um, Velcro pouches for pistols, and
Okay.
I also bought a bunch of. I think they were. I didn't buy the TM Chrome Max because they were just too expensive for me. I think they were the Golden Eagle, silver mags. Um, I bought five of those. I
Oh,
also
okay.
have a couple. I have one Chrome TM mag from my silver 4.3, but I also bought a bunch of accessories for those. I got the 9 ball caps, other stuff, or 9 ball gaskets, and I'm
Gotcha,
excited to
gotcha.
run that. I'm gonna Velcro it all onto my belt and such. Um, but yeah, no, I'm the belt overall really nice. It feels really nice on the body. Me personally, I haven't had very experience with the SpeakQB belts. For one, I made the it was my second episode. I talked about them a lot too. They're 240 bucks or 150 bucks for the basic version. But for more of like the decked out one or the one that you have the accessories on, they're 240 bucks. There's stuff like that. But the HK Army one, you get 4 mag pouches with it, and it's only 130 bucks. That was kind of my downfall on it, or my, outview on it. It's cheaper. It gets you mag pouches. I don't know what the quality of the newer SpeedQB belts. I had the original one. I didn't like the quality of it because the buckle broke on me. So, I mean, people have their own, opinions on it. That's, it's totally up to other people. I mean, of course, my my Milsim group doesn't like me wearing my HK Army belt, but I like bugging them, about it. But so that's just my personal opinion on it. Having have to spend 240 bucks on a new belt, so on trying to get that, but so mm, X. So let's see. Let's see. Gear up. Belt. You there, man? Oh, well, that's fun. Oh, is internet. Okay, that's fun. Yeah, internet. Oh, why? Hey guys, sorry about the dropout right there. Anthony and I just talked about more of the speed belt and what he likes about it. I think he said he covered the back of his back, but sorry about the cutout right there. We're talking about different other belts that were coming out, like this speed belt kind of came out. I was going to talk about this one um in my last video about new things coming out, but because I just saw it, I saw it like 3 days after I posted my video. Um, but anyways, sorry about the cutoff right there, guys. Kind of, you guys know the outlook on stuff. Um, going to GamePod, you know, going to All Patriot and going to Gorilla over Christmas break, and also recording the Frostbite game. Um, I'm super excited. There's gonna be a bunch of group of videos coming out at the same time usually, or probably. I might extend a couple into January or February. Um, but yeah, so I'm excited to post those guys. If you guys are, still interested, subscribe, like, comment. Thank you for listening to this or even watching it. You guys were, watching all of it. There was some, communication stuff, trying to figure out mics, um, Discord, other stuff like that. But thank you guys so much for watching, listening, doing whatever. And I will catch you guys later. And thank you so much. You guys have a good rest of your night.